Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of prayer or silence, whichever is your choice. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of January 11th, 2021?
So move.
All right, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve appropriations ordinance number 3?
I move we approve ordinance number 3.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Declare the public input session open for any items not on the agenda. Call on Mr. Rothrock. Right up here.
Please.
Don't want to take much of your time, but I wanted to discuss something I read in the paper last night. The Cedars is the longest continuous retirement community in Kansas. We have been recognized as an organization of excellence 3 times during this pandemic by the federal government for the quality of service we have provided our residents and our staff. I've lived here in McPherson for just short of 63 years. I've delivered Meals on Wheels for decades to seniors who are living in horrible conditions. So when I read in the paper that the city administrator, Nick Gregory, says low-income housing is critical in McPherson, I could not agree with him more. I've had these discussions with the Cedars boards in previous meetings, and I've had this discussion with our mayor over a year ago and was told a group studied it and it's a dead issue. I'm surprised to hear that not only is this not a dead issue, but the city is looking to invest resources with an outside McPherson company to create this dead issue. I have to say I'm incredibly disappointed. McPherson has had a great history of working as a community on challenges instead of isolation or outside the community. So could any of you share with me what made this a live issue that you did not consider discussing with all the senior living executives that currently live, work, and provide housing to seniors in this city and county?
I'll address it first. I don't remember my conversation with you, but I hardly ever say something is a dead issue. I may have said we have nothing on the table at the time. How are we into this point? 2 different organizations have brought forward plans for low-income housing, and that's how we are doing this. Anytime an existing elder care facility wants to expand and do this, there's a lot of work that goes into low-income housing, and they're not considered unless you have somebody that's done this grant before. So you could always hire a consultant, I guess, because you won't have it on your staff. But we're always open to you and to what you are doing. We did not seek out these things. They came to us to do it. They have partners. You could also talk to the McPherson Housing Coalition, and that's how the one came to us. We did not seek these out, and so that's my explanation.
Okay.
And these are low-income housing tax credit applications that they're putting in, and
Right.
the reality is we need more low-income housing of every sort.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And so, you know, from that standpoint, the mayor's absolutely right. We didn't actively seek out these individuals. They looked to us to say, you know, we'd like to consider coming in for some additional low-income housing. They looked at family-related lower-income housing. They looked at senior housing. They looked at a lot of those things. They looked at the housing study that we did that says that there's continual need for additional senior housing too. So it's not, it's absolutely just us supporting individuals that are coming in wanting to do that. And we do the same for anybody that wanted to do it because we know we have that need.
So even one of the members here raised the issue about outside companies coming into town. Are they really committed to McPherson? I'd raise that question too. You've got several retirement communities here that we've had these discussions, but again, have not made a formal proposal or sat down because we weren't quite sure that there was the interest in it. And to do it right is the other question, because it is a challenge. So I just, again, you've got lots of resources sitting in the city, and I think we were kind of taken by surprise when it's moving down this road, and would just like to encourage you to consider some of the places here in town that already know how to do this process, understand the difficulties of doing this, and especially the nonprofit piece of it. Profit organizations, I'm sorry, if you look at the number of profit organizations in retirement communities that have closed or have been cited during this pandemic for horrible, I guess just horrible business would be the best way of saying it. That's my concern. I intend to die here in this community. And again, I know that those services are needed. Just want to encourage you guys to explore other people who might be interested, and I'm going to explore this process with you also. So appreciate
I
you.
appreciate you're going to do this. First of all, to address the local part, both of these projects would have a local link to them. And if they sell down the road, we don't have any control over that. The other thing, I guess, in defense of myself and the derogatory comment that was made, I spent years on the Cedars board. I have done a number of sessions of strategic planning for them, pro bono, for the most part. And I have had a heart for elder care facilities in the community. So, I am not anti-local elder care at all.
Okay, and I appreciate the efforts that you've had with the Cedars in the past. I'm aware of those. Again, just disappointed in how this comes out, and it makes it, in the paper, it makes it look like several of us that have facilities are not interested in this issue is what it looks like.
We've never tried to paint that picture.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Not in charge of writing what the
I
paper
understand.
says.
I understand.
All right.
Thank
thanks
you for your
coming
time.
in. Okay, is there anything else in public input? Anything from the bench?
No, thank you.
Okay, I'll declare the public input session closed. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as distributed?
So move.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the next item, we said probably almost 3 weeks ago that we were willing to put some type of remembrance in the center hallway for Bo Motomog. And I have come across, thanks to Justin Walker, who found the picture, trying to find the right kind of picture. This is a good picture of Bo, has American flag behind it, and he's wearing a City of McPherson shirt. So I can read this, or if, and maybe I should, just for the sake of anybody online. I titled this "A Highly Esteemed Public Servant," and I think that many of us have expressed that about him. Bo Motomog was a passionate public servant, exemplifying a caring attitude and willingness to always make time to listen attentively to the requests of others while sincerely seeking doable solutions. Bo was an athlete, a scholar, and a hard worker at any task he undertook. His nurturing and upbringing started with a solid, caring home environment provided by his parents, Christine and Brent Motomog. During his public schooling, he was Canton and Galva High School 2009 class president, a 3-sport athlete, president of SAD, served on journalism staff, a member of FBLA as president and vice president of State District 3, and National Honor Society member. He attended Emporia State University for 2 years and served as a resident assistant, touching students' lives, and was involved in student government. He transferred to the University of Kansas and served again in student government, graduating with a degree in political science. He continued his education at Wichita State University, graduating with a master's degree in public administration. His participation in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes during high school and college years and volunteering for youth camp service until his passing touched the lives of many students and counselors. It was the good fortune of the city of McPherson to hire Bo as a management intern in the fall of 2013. It was immediately evident Bo had multiple skills, including a great work ethic and a desire to selflessly serve others. After receiving his master's degree, he was hired as a full-time employee before becoming deputy city clerk in March 2014. In the fall of 16, he was promoted to assistant city administrator, serving in that capacity until his passing in December 2020 at the young age of 30. Bo was a member of the 2019 McPherson Leadership Class. His caring, empathetic ways, patience, listening skills, and understanding made him a terrific volunteer and city representative on local governing boards. A few examples of his devotion to service were YPMAC, YMCA, Relay for Life, All Schools Day, Sons of the American Revolution, of American Legion, and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Bo set a high standard of caring public service for others to follow. And if you are okay with that, and I will say 5 different people have proofread this. Nobody has changed the content. Some people have changed the style a little bit. And it's like my former boss, after he changed everything 5 times, I took care of it. And he asked me 4 months later, what happened? I said, I've already taken care of it and it's been sent off. When you start changing what you changed yourself, it's over. But anyway, if you're okay with this, I would like to have this printed, framed, or put on another type of media. And neither way will we be spending a lot of money and be able to hang this in the hallway. I'd also like to have permission to print a copy for his parents.
I would give permission, I would move to do this in remembering Bo Modelman.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I'm not sure on this one how to get back. There we go. Okay, and you always jump down on this one. All right, we will take care of that and be going as much as possible. At this point, I would like to call on Humane Society Fixed Cat report and request.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Rebecca Locke, President of the Humane Society. And we are just here to report our numbers for the 2020 year. Let's see, can I start with the other report real quick? The population report. A quick summary, we started the year of 2020 with 47 cats in our facility. We had 203 intakes and 221 outtakes, resulting in an ending count of 29 cats. Of the outtakes, 198 of those were adoptions. So ending the year with 29 cats in the facility is very impressive for us, and we're very excited about that.
Congratulations, that's the best report I've heard in 12 years.
Yes, so it's very empty in there right now. The city generously gave us $12,000 for the Fix-A-Cat program in 2020. And of that $12,000, we were able to do 199 surgeries. As you can see, since we had 203 intakes, we were able to fix 99 of those with those funds. 74 city residents were able to take advantage of the voucher program. And then we had 26 trap, neuter, and releases that we used those funds for. For 2021, our goal is simply to maintain our increased adoption rate so that we can help as many animals as possible. We'd also like to host a few more fundraising events. And like any other business, we're hoping to open our doors back to the public in 2021. And that's all I have for today.
Yeah, any questions for Jennifer?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
fine, that's great.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I want to talk a little bit
You need
about,
to, there's a motion to accept the
Accept the-
report and then
Okay.
approve the amount.
okay, is there a motion to accept the report?
I move we accept the 2020 Fix-A-Cat program report and approve payment to McPherson County Humane Society for an amount not to exceed $12,000 for the management of the 2021 Fix-A-Cat program.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mayor,
Since you didn't
I have a
ask, for-
question.
go ahead.
When looking this up, we did budget that for 2021. I have in my notes that the last time they were going to come in during our 2022 budget process and ask for an increase. Is that still the plan?
That's still the plan, and they'll have to come in the spring and talk to us.
And I've had that conversation with Rebecca.
Okay.
They've already left here, but she
Okay.
knows that they'll need to come in at that time.
Okay, perfect. I just have it in my notes, so I just wanted to confirm. Thank you.
Okay, McPherson Airport. If you haven't received the audit electronically, you have the communications letter. Is a good report, except because we only have a couple people working there, it is hard to maintain internal control. And so the one big hanging out is if they put everything together and then they do the financial statement, it's a little bit difficult. I do think there is one board member that is doing a lot of that, but he gets great support from the two people. So in some ways, because the board looks at it, we have somebody on the board that is helping to do the financial statement. Well, there is still a recommendation out there to do this as a second party. I don't think it's critical to it, and there's a lot of eyes, and plus the county and us gets a copy of their audit and financial statement. So overall, it's a good report. It's just a small organization going to have. We will continue to talk with the auditor and see if there's any way that we can do anything. But if you only have two people working in a place, it's kind of difficult to get this. You may have had the problem at the
Yeah.
newspaper
Yeah.
when everybody say, and I listened to a humor thing, and one of the career skills is when it comes down to a thing, accountants are good at identifying problems, but then it's up to us to find a solution. So we'll keep working to do that. I think a lot of good. We got some of the journal entries that were cited have already been done. So we're up to date. The other thing I wanted to say about the airport on this report is there's been a long contention on the waiting list for a hangar. Maybe most of the complaints that we receive have been on the hangar wait list policy. And so I've distributed to you a new one. It was, it requires a little bit different. We had good input from some of the people that were dissatisfied. And so it's out there. If anybody is interested, they can obtain a copy from the airport. And do you have any questions?
Do you know what that waiting list looks like, Mayor?
There's not really much of a waiting list right now because the main contention, a couple people have sold their airplanes
Oh.
during COVID. So
Oh, okay.
we're not in a real problem at the present time. There is another one that has been used for storage for a long time. A legal notice was in the paper about a week ago, and that's all I will say at this point.
I was to one of the meetings and, when they were discussing the hangar space, and, I have to say that there was some good discussion at that meeting. And I'm glad to see that, that the, board has gone ahead and, made the proposals and so on that they have. So I think it'll all work out.
Okay. I don't think any action's required. It's just information. And the next one I had, we had our REAP Executive Committee meeting on Thursday. And we covered a lot of issues. The main one is that Eisenhower Airport is seeking to get a grant from the federal government to be able to add a new nonstop flight to Charlotte, North Carolina. They're asking for a $750,000 grant. It is hoped that Sedgwick County and the city of Wichita will come up with the bulk of that money. And so with that, we sent a letter of support to the regional director in Denver, and can't find my cursor, there it is. And so we did this, and we are part of REAP as a group with the manager of the city of Wichita, Greater Wichita Partnership, REAP, Sedgwick County Manager, Workforce Alliance, WSU Tech, and Wichita Regional Chamber of Commerce, all put a letter together to sign on that, and with our signature, it's not showing on here, but we did make an attachment that listed all the REAP members, so it took in all of the small towns around there. And you might say, why Charlotte? As that's not a path that bulk of us go to. Right now, we have only a few flights that go to Atlanta, and then you use Atlanta to get to where you're going on the East Coast. If we go to Charlotte, Charlotte is American Airlines main hub. And there are three, it's nonstop to Charlotte from here if we get this grant. And then from Charlotte, you can go to Washington, DC, you can go to all the destinations in Florida or South Coast of Alabama. You can go up into Boston and place that. So it opens up the whole East Coast to us, and you go to Charlotte nonstop. And there would be American Airlines providing a better service so that we could make those connections to many other places. So that's why Charlotte was connected with. And most of our competition right around us, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, other places have nonstop flights to Charlotte. So this is why we're trying to add Charlotte. And the other thing that always happens is once you have more competition in an airport, everybody's prices get better. So we're hoping that that's the case. So that's really what I wanted to share with you. If you have an opportunity to say anything or to support this, it would always be good if we had better and more air service out of Wichita. Now, let me find my cursor again. Okay, when the cursor doesn't work, use your finger. I'd like to call on Chief Weisman.
Morning, everyone. First item I have for you this morning, Eric Unruh submitted his resignation as paid call firefighter. Mr. Unruh is currently on McPherson EMS and is attending college and paramedic school. The obligations made it extremely difficult to meet requirements. He would like to be considered for a position in the future after completing his school. And I request a motion to accept his resignation effective January 18th, 2021.
I'll move to accept the resignation of Eric Unruh, paid call firefighter, effective January 18th, 2021.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next item, the fire department currently has an open position for firefighter EMT. We interviewed several candidates for the position. Josh Amos excelled in the interview process and has recently completed his credentials that were required for the city of McPherson. And we're requesting a motion to approve hiring firefighter Josh Amos for an effective start date of January 25th, 2021.
I'll move to approve making additional job offer to Josh Amos
I'll
for the
second.
position of firefighter EMT,
I'll second.
pending successful pre-employment requirements effective January 25th, 2021. It's already been seconded twice. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I think he was practicing.
Didn't want to miss that one.
Yeah, okay, okay, keep going.
The next item I have for you is our 1928. The City of McPherson Fire Department's restoring the 1928 American LaFrance. All funds utilized for this restoration project are donated funds, not tax dollars. Tim Unruh has finished the seat and most parts are at Dacus in their final stages of paint. Several parts that required a gold leaf scroll work have been taken to Colorado for the final detail. We expect most of those parts to be returning in February. McPherson College is completing the remaining engine work before reassembling the final engine components. And then parts for the motor were ordered from McMaster Car for an amount of $78.90. Doug Klink from KVR LLC, this is the Estes Park where the gold leaf's getting done, submitted an invoice for parts and trip charges for the amount of $437. I have this as 3 different motions. Do we need to do 3 different motions on that? All one?
Unless they want to split.
Okay. We request a motion to approve payment to Tim Unruh for the repairs of 1928 France fire truck for an amount not to exceed $900. A motion for McMaster Car Supply Company for an amount not to exceed $78.90. And a motion payment for KVR LLC for an amount not to exceed $437.
I'll move as was read, all in one motion to approve payment to Tim Unruh for 1928 American LaFrance fire truck, amount not to exceed $900, payment to McMaster Car Supply Company for parts for an amount not to exceed $78.90, and payment to KVR LLC for parts and trip charges for an amount not to exceed $437 for a grand total of $1,415.90. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Last item for commission, I ask that Terry Turner come to the front, please. Big call firefighter Terry Turner joined the fire department in August of 2020. He was originally approached about becoming the fire department chaplain. Turner requested to join the ranks as a paid call firefighter and began the training to become the department chaplain. On December 31st, 2020, Terry Turner completed his training and was officially credentialed as a fire service chaplain. A fire chaplain's job is not an easy one. Their main purpose is to help firefighters and the fire department personnel in the event of an injured or killed firefighter. They are also available to personnel for grief counseling. They lend an ear for those who need to talk about something that is bothering them, such as physical or emotional stress. A fire chaplain's goal is to aid, comfort, and help firefighters and their families. Turners become part of the fire department's regional critical incident stress management team, which consists of 6 members of our fire department from every rank and the department chaplain. This team is deployed to communities within the South Central region of Kansas to provide aid to departments in the aftermath of crisis endured by first responders. This is a mutual aid program that we would also request if our department were to experience such incidents. We would like to recognize Department Chaplain Firefighter Terry Turner for his hard work and dedication to establishing the program within our department and his contributions as a CISM team member to the South Central region of Kansas.
I would just like to say that I had personal experience with Terry Turner. He's very committed, and the Lord has been using him in a lot of ways. And I am happy that he is part of Paid Call and has taken on the relationship as a chaplain. Being part of Paid Call makes him one of the people he's ministering to and talking with. And that is a big plus for the fire department. So we are happy to have you on and have somebody that's gone through formal chaplaincy training. And we welcome you. We've already welcomed you as a paid call. Now we'll welcome you as a chaplain.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to take a picture here while you got the camera guy? Okay, call on Chief Golden. At the end of 7-1 and 7-2, whatever you want to give on a weekend update
Okay,
and can't give, I would invite you to do so.
okay. The first item I'm bringing this morning is the approval of purchase of 4 2021 Dodge Durangos. The first motion is to approve the purchase of 2 of those 2021 Dodge Durangos for the police department from Davis Moore of Wichita for an amount not to exceed $53,085.06, which includes the serve build cost and trade-in of Unit 12 and Unit 8. The second motion I have is to approve the purchase of 1 2021 Dodge Durango for the police department from Davis Moore of Wichita for an amount not to exceed $35,523, which includes the serve up-build cost. And motion 3 is to approve the purchase of 1 2021 Dodge Durango for the animal shelter from Davis Moore of Wichita for an amount not to exceed $24,523, which includes the serve up-build cost and trade-in of unit number 15. These 4 vehicles are coming in about $32,000 under budget. So,
And I might say we were unable to use the REAP discount primarily because the trade-ins are $19,000 more than any other bid for the 3 vehicles. I don't know how they're gonna do anything but lose money on that, but if they sign the deal, we'll do it.
yeah, ultimately, we want to go local. We want to keep it local, but $32,000, I have no choice.
Yeah, the REAP discount on Explorers is normally $3,100. I talked with them on Friday afternoon, and they can't get there, but they couldn't have got there anyhow because they can't match the trade-in. Midway Motors could not match the trade-in, and so we'll do this, but all of the service and everything will be here locally.
Through Midway, yes.
Okay, so I'll do 3 motions. I'd like to move to approve the purchase of 2 2021 Dodge Durango for the Police Department from Davis Moore of Wichita for an amount not to exceed $53,085.06, which includes serve build cost and trade-in units 12 and 8. Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Secondly, I'd like to move to approve the purchase of one 2021 Dodge Durango for the Police Department from Davis Moore of Wichita for an amount not to exceed $35,523, which includes the serve build-out.
I'll second that, but I'd like to know, is there a trade-in, and is that replacing some vehicle that we have?
On the
Number two?
second one,
Yeah.
that is getting one out of the equipment fund. That, there's no trade-in on that.
There's no trade-in on that one?
No, it's
Okay.
an unmarked vehicle.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
It's
second
been
that.
moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And this last, I'd like to move to approve the purchase of one 2021 Dodge Durango for the animal shelter from Davis Moore of Wichita for an amount not to exceed $24,523, which includes serve build-out and trade-in of unit 15.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The second item I have is, this year I budgeted $12,000 for ammunition for our range, which includes duty and practice ammunition. The price of ammunition keeps on climbing, and we were used to be able to do our orders at $1,000, under $1,000, so we can make it throughout the year. The cost has gone up to about $1,234 now, an order. If I could make the order, I'll be able to get free shipping instead of $35 per case. And this would be for range ammo and duty ammunition for the year. So I would like a motion to approve the purchase of the 2021 Police Department duty and range ammunition for an amount not to exceed the budgeted amount of $12,000.
I'd like to move to approve the purchase of 2021 Police Department duty and range ammunition for an amount not to exceed the budgeted amount of $12,000.
I'll second that.
And I might say that we're sort of doing this year like we've done training. Get the amount in there where he finds deals, or if things look like they're going to get scarce, we grab what we can so we fill our need. So, all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Everything I've read says it's going to continue to climb.
Sorry?
Everything I've read says ammunition prices are going to continue to climb.
Right.
Absolutely, and we use a great company, Arms Corps, who takes care of us,
Yeah.
so we're okay with that. Third item, I didn't have anything on here, but this weekend, the McPherson Police Department joined with the U.S. Marshal Service in capturing a dangerous fugitive who was involved in some highly dangerous felonies. We ended up getting that person without incident. It was actually a perfect plan that nobody was injured, and ultimately we got the person in custody. Drug Task Force for the McPherson PD was very involved with this from beginning to the end. Just a great collaboration between the federal agents and the McPherson Police Department. Just a good job.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Call on Wayne Burns, Public Lands and Facilities.
Morning.
Morning,
I
Wayne.
have two items here. The first one, each year staff requests funding for greenhouse supplies. We're asking consideration for accepting the greenhouse annual supplies quote from Hummert International Worldwide Distributor of Horticultural Products at a price not to exceed $6,594.41. And that is $1,500 less than the 2020 request.
I'll make the motion to approve the purchase of annual greenhouse supplies for the Park Department from Hummert International for an amount not to exceed $6,594.41.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
This request is for our annual purchase of grass seed and fertilizer. Staff recommends purchasing 1,340 pounds of fescue seed to ensure that our irrigated parks and public facilities are fully covered and fill in any bare spots. Annual maintenance of our facilities keeps them safe and aesthetic pleasing. We will also be buying 1 pallet of 40 50-pound bags of fertilizer, 24-5-11 slow release fertilizer for an annual fertilizing of all downtown facilities to maintain full coverage and safe conditions. We're asking this at a cost not to exceed $4,478.15.
I'll make the motion to accept the quote for the annual seed and fertilizer purchase for the Park Department from Nutrient Ag Solutions, Galva, Kansas, for an amount not to exceed $4,478.15.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Call on Jeff Woodward, Public Works.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
First item I have for your consideration, we have an alley approach and street repair in the 100 block of Haight. We put an estimate together in the amount of $2,260.33 for materials only.
I move to approve repairs to the street and alley approach in the 100 block of West Lake Street for an amount not to exceed $2,260.33 for material.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Next item is out of the wastewater treatment facility. The second spiral shaft in the headwork seal sieve at the wastewater treatment facility failed and needs to be replaced, along with some associated parts. We received a quote in the amount of $38,334 plus estimated shipping cost of $36.66 from Parks and Corporation, Shawnee, Kansas. If you look at the Parks and quote, it includes some parts we do not need. Mike summarized the needed parts at the quoted prices to come up with the total $38,334.
I move that we approve purchase of a spiral shaft associated parts for the headworks Ellisley at the wastewater treatment facility from Parks and Corporation, Shawnee, Kansas, for an amount not to exceed $42,000, which includes estimated shipping charges of $3,666.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The next item, again, out of the wastewater treatment facility, farm management fees for 2020. Dennis Friesen manages our biosolids land application program for the wastewater treatment facility. His fees are 5% of the gross brome sales. The 2020 farm management fee is $26,2105. The gross sales for 2020 was $55,658.25. The total cost for 2020 was $41,369.19, which yielded a profit of $14,289.06. A total of 1,815 bales were produced. We still have 21 bales in inventory to be sold. The average profit over the last 5 years has been $15,004.56. Average number of bales, 869 for the same period.
I move to approve payment to Dennis Friesen for the 2020 farm management fee for an amount not to exceed $2,621.05.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next, a new gated railroad grade crossing warning system will be installed on the First Street crossing near Eshelman, starting February 1st. The contractor is CDL Electric out of Pittsburgh. It will take approximately 2 weeks to complete. Traffic will be carried through construction, and there will be a short duration when traffic will be stopped or reduced lane width. Finally, I'd like to give you an update on the one project we have ongoing at this time. The contractors moved in and started the sewer main extension for the new PEM facility on Northview Road. The contractor is Stevens Contractors out of Salina, Kansas. The sewer main work should be completed in approximately 3 weeks. Traffic on Northview Road will not be affected. That's all I have unless there's any questions.
Okay, thank you.
And just as a piece of information, the payment for this sewer work will come out of the reserve of MIDC that we hold here at the city. Okay, Administrative report, Nick Gregory.
The first item I have for you, rehabilitation work was recently completed at 1004 South Ash and also 808 South Ash last week. And the city of McPherson received payment request number 5 for the 2020 CDBG Community Development Block Grant Housing Rehabilitation and Demolition Project. This pay request includes payment to New Windows for America LLC for rehabilitation work completed at 1004 South Ash in the amount of $22,250, and S&A Construction Incorporated for rehabilitation work completed at 808 South Ash in the amount of $21,444. And then finally, a payment to SCED in the amount of $1,526 as it related to testing and inspection services for those homes. The city will ultimately be responsible for the 2 mortgage fees, adding up to $76 that have been paid directly by SCED at this point. The local amount being requested on the CDBG payment request number 5 is $45,144. To date, with this request, $111,418 have been expended. Of the total $300,000 in grant funds, this pay request concludes payment for the first round of houses to be completed in this grant. And we expect that the next round of houses will begin soon. We'll be looking to bid that out very soon. We have already, I think they've already started some of the inspection work on that next round of houses. And I can't remember whether it's 4 or 5, but it's typically we're going to look at 4 or 5 houses in any round of houses that we've got. And when I say round of houses, I'm talking about within this target area.
I move to authorize project payment number 5 to SCED, $1,526. New Windows for America LLC, $22,250. And S&A Construction Incorporated, $21,444 for a total not to exceed $45,220 for completion of rehabilitation work at 104 South Ash Street and 108 South Ash Street.
I'd second that.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Next item, with the passing of Assistant City Administrator Bill Monomog, there's some huge holes to fill. I think our administrative staff has done an amazing job, put in a lot of extra hours, have done a good job. But after significant discussion with the administrative team, it's our desire to begin that process to select a qualified individual to replace many of the vacated duties. A payroll and benefits coordinator position has been established to help fill that void. This position will be an exempt position under pay classification K of the City of McPherson classification system. With preliminary authorization, a 5-day internal notice was posted on Wednesday, this last Wednesday, and it will go till Thursday of this next week, I'm sorry, till Wednesday of this next week, of this week. We hope to make a hire quickly to help fill the needs of the department during our busiest time of the year, and we're asking that the following steps be taken. One, that we approve the job description and payroll benefits coordinator with the pay range K on the city classification schedule, and that we formalize authorization to begin that hiring process for the payroll and benefits coordinator. And just as a note, at this point, we will not be filling an assistant city administrator role. So this will be part of that, what we'll fill this with.
I'll make the motion.
Questions?
You want to make it? Go ahead.
No, I just asked if there are any questions.
Oh, okay.
No questions, so go ahead.
I'll make the motion to approve the proposed job description for payroll and benefits coordinator with the pay range of K on the city classification schedule.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. And I'd also make the motion to formally authorize to begin the hiring process to fill the position of payroll and benefits coordinator.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I just have a question. Do we need to have a motion to eliminate Bo's position?
We don't typically do that.
Oh, you don't?
We keep them on in case at some point in the future you make some change, but And we will probably bring a motion to change the org chart at some point, so.
After we have everything else done. Okay,
The next item, another move that's been discussed since the position was originally created, is the move of the Community Information Coordinator position from the Convention and Visitors Bureau to the Administration Department. The move is occurring for a number of reasons, and the timing of the move makes the most sense for both for the needs of the administration and for CVB, financially and operationally. This has been discussed between both us and the CVB. The Community Information Coordinator position may also be updated to absorb several of the functions that were handled by the Assistant City Administrator or other duties that get shifted as part of the administration department's realignment. Many of these duties may become clear over the next several months and require additional modifications. But for the time being, the job description needs to be updated to move this position from CVB to administration. There is a copy of that job description attached. At this point, we'd ask for a motion to go ahead and approve moving that position and adopting the subsequent job description accordingly.
I move to approve moving the position of Community Information Coordinator from the Convention and Visitor Bureau to administration and approve the updated job description accordingly.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'd just like to add so that the commission is aware that this will probably take the administrative department over budget in salary and wages.
Yep, I think we're all aware of that, but it's
Okay.
part of the general fund, and the general fund is going to probably be under budget in a number of other areas, so I don't think it will create a problem.
Yeah, that's been discussed with all three commissioners, and they're aware that there will be a little bit of a lag that we'll have to cover, so.
Okay, good, thank you.
One wage for your consideration, and that's the firefighter that was mentioned by Chief Weisman. Josh Amos, firefighter, starting at $14.22 per hour, effective January 25th of 2021.
I'll make the motion to approve the wages.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's the beginning of the year, so there continue to be a lot of bonds for your consideration, and there are 9 this morning. The first 4 are all Ace Plumbing, Heating and Supply LLC out of McPherson. That includes a $5,000 plumbing bond, a $5,000 mechanical bond, and a $5,000 gas fitter bond, as well as a $5,000 electrical bond. RC Heating and Cooling out of McPherson, Kansas has 3 bonds for your consideration. They include a $5,000 electrical bond, a $5,000 mechanical bond, and a $5,000 gas fitter bond. And Chafin Electric out of Hutchinson, Kansas has a $5,000 electrical bond. And finally, Funk Electric Incorporated out of Gossel, a $5,000 electrical bond.
I move to approve the bonds as read.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'd like to move to recess the city commission meeting.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Forward, I'd like to move to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.